Razer Orochi V2 is a wireless mouse that takes either a single, double, or AAA battery that can last up to 950 hours with Bluetooth mode or 425 hours with HyperSpeed Wireless. It weighs 60 to 70 grams and sports 100% PTFE Gen 2 Razer mechanical switchers, Razer's 5G advanced 18K DPI Optical Sensor, which is a mouthful, and 6 buttons. The small egg or potato shaped design supports all grip styles, comes in black or white, and those who are feeling froggy can even get a custom shell, all for an affordable price, which sounds great, but oftentimes when things sound too good to be true, they usually are. Is that the case with the Orochi V2? Can it overthrow the Logitech G305? Find out in today's review. Let's get nerdy. This mouse is a bit unique as it doesn't come with a rechargeable battery, but instead a dual port in the middle of the mouse that supports either a double or AAA battery. The battery you choose will dramatically impact the weight and how long the battery lasts, so don't get it wrong! Personally, I used a AAA lithium-ion battery which made it weigh 64 grams, but this can make it ever so slightly back heavy, which will annoy some users. In order to make it perfectly balanced, you have two options, and unfortunately both of them add weight. The first is to use a AA battery, or for those of you with a big brain play, you can buy a battery adapter off Amazon and put it in a AA slot. I know, right? Affiliate links for both of the batteries and the adapter I bought are in the description below. Due to not using a rechargeable battery, you can get insane battery life with up to 950 hours with Bluetooth or 425 hours with HyperSpeed Wireless. Now here's a fast forward of me testing out the battery. Just kidding, I didn't actually do that because that'd be insane. And I'm not Mr. Beast. Those numbers were taken from their documentation and will vary depending on the quality of battery you buy and just if you're using a triple or AA battery. Personally, I bought this mouse on release and I haven't changed the battery since. I don't main it, but I have used it at work and at home for months without any issues whatsoever. The shape is a real winner. It's been hit in the gym and slimming down as it is almost a more aggressive / smaller Logitech G Pro Wireless / Superlight, as it is egged or potato shaped with an aggressive lower front, deeper thumb groove, and similar raised back arch, all leading to a very safe, comfortable, and enjoyable shape that supports all grip styles but works best for claw / fingertip grip simply because it's a smaller mouse, and if you have large hands, palm just simply won't work because they're just too big. And you may find the mouse to be a bit too small in general if you have larger hands. Razer's Gen 2 mechanical switches are excellent and feel so good to use. They are not the same optical switches found in most of their mice, but are mechanical, meaning double clicks. Yes, please. Just kidding. I haven't actually noticed any, but it could happen. Most people tend to prefer mechanical over optical. I think those people enjoy doing crack on the weekends and their opinions can't be trusted, but that's just me. They are very crisp with very mild pre-travel, moderate post-travel, and strong spring-back force. They aren't very loud and shouldn't bother any coworkers or loved ones when in use. Overall latency is quick, making them feel very responsive. They report that they have gold-plated contact pins because why not? With an overall lifespan of 60 million clicks. I dare you to count them. Absolutely no complaints here as they feel wonderful. No matter where you press this guy, the clicks feel consistent. The scroll wheel feels like most Razer mice, which is to say excellent. It is plastic with a rubber strip that is textured for excellent grip. It doesn't stick up very far from the chassis, making it very easily to switch to. It has very dedicated steps and is very accurate. Takes mild pressure to scroll and is smooth and not very loud. Here's a quick little sound test off camera. Middle click is easily spammable with mild pressure to click with mild pre / post travel and strong spring back force. That doesn't get you all hot and bothered. I don't know what will. But the side buttons. The side buttons. They look tiny and kind of blend in, so you'd think they'd be absolutely terrible. And you'd be wrong. They stick out quite a bit from the shell, are rounded, and big enough to easily be found. You can go out of your way to dedicate click them, or do what the cool kids do and roll click. Because as you can see on the bottom here, they are very rounded, making it very easy for your finger to roll across. They have moderate pre-travel, mild post-travel, and spring back force, making them feel ultra crisp. Quick sound test. even though I think with the moderate pre-travel that it would actually ruin them, but for some reason it actually just works and it makes them feel even better. They're also located perfectly for my 19 by 10 centimeter hands for both claw and fingertip grip. I can't use them for palm as the hair on my hands is just way too manly for that. I bet that you thought I forgot about the DPI button, and you'd be right. I had to go back and add this after the fact. The DPI button is similar to the side buttons in feel and requires stronger actuation force and is harder to reach due to being recessed inside the shell, where it is just no bueno for me as my fat finger, but it is still what I would consider to be excellent. Here's a sound test. The switch on the bottom of the mouse does something that almost all other mice don't do, which is to make it very easy to switch from HyperSpeed Wireless to off to Bluetooth. Most of the time the switch is very stiff, making it difficult to move, forcing you to use your fingernail to sweet talk it into position. Why won't you just go? But this one has no chip on its shoulder and is light enough to move with precision, but stiff enough to not have that happen accidentally. Mwah! It's beautiful, I tell you, beautiful. It sports Razer's 5G Advanced Optical Sensor, which is the one that came in their mice prior to the Focus Plus. It is still a top-performing sensor sporting 18,000 DPI, 450 IPS, and 40G acceleration. It is very accurate in-game, and I absolutely love it. As mentioned, I also used it at work, where I walk around and use it on several different types of surfaces, and it always tracked without any issues. It also supports smart tracking if you want to have the software open, which makes the liftoff distance 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters, or you can leave it on the preset calibration. You can also customize what the different buttons do here because it has a single onboard profile. You can change the performance and which DPI settings it has and the sensitivity and what polling rate. And then also, like I said, the calibration and how long the wireless power saving and low power mode are. It does wake up quickly from sleep. Razer's HyperSpeed Wireless continues to be one of the best on the market. I noticed no drops or stutters whatsoever. The Bluetooth also works well. Since this supports both, you can have the wireless dongle plugged into one computer and it connected via Bluetooth to another, or you can use both on a single computer using Bluetooth when you aren't gaming to get the best possible battery life. As for the PTFE feet, I'm not picky, so I'm probably not the best person to ask, but I think they are probably one of the best that I've actually used. They use 100% PTFE feet with rounded edges. It glides wonderfully no matter which surface I use it on, better than most of the other mice I've tried, so I think it's great. And now, a battle of the greats. Is the Orochi V2 better than the Logitech G305? Absolutely, no contest. The G305 had its time in the sun, and it was glorious. But the Orochi V2 has taken it over by having a better shape, size, weight, side buttons, and battery life. The primary click, scroll wheel, and sensor are close, but the slight edge goes to the Orochi V2, and I'm no stranger to the Logitech G305 as it was my main mouse at work for years. But I've completely forgotten that it exists ever since I got the Orochi V2. Moving on to the conclusion, the Orochi V2 is one of the best mice I have ever used, as every time I pick it up, I just go, yeah, that's nice, real nice. Well, I'm destroying the competition. Or, you know, doing work emails, which isn't quite as exciting. And that is when you know you have something special, as something can have the best specs, such as the Corsair M65 Ultra, but can still come across as mediocre. Thankfully, this guy boasts upper tier specs while nailing the shape, size, weight, clicks, scroll wheel, battery life, and cost. Really, pretty much every single check it checks. It also has almost no cons. The only ones that I can think of are that it has no RGB. I know, it's sinful. No rechargeable battery, cannot be hardwired, the plastic isn't very thick, and my white version picks up some grime. For example, right there, you can't really see it super well, but I can't get that off. There's another thing right there that I can't get off. I had some more stuff over here that I couldn't get off. Granted, I'm not like super careful and I do put this in my pocket all the time, so it gets a little more use than normal at work. So that's why it's a little dirty. And for the most part, it stayed really clean for how much like crap it does come into contact with. So I'm not saying like this will get super dirty easily, but I'm just saying once it does get dirty, it's very hard to clean. But the paint job is solid and feels really good to touch, making it one of the absolute best mice you can buy for the money. Or honestly, period. If you end up picking it up, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you want to help feed me, you can use the affiliate link in the description to pick it up. Otherwise, I will see you and your beautiful face on the next one. God bless and peace out.